Welcome back to another episode of Evil Kitty Music Presents.
So there's that, if you would like to open it up. It's all taped here, so.
Thanks for checking back in. We've made it to my favorite number episode 13. And for my favorite number, we're going to do something I've always wanted to do, but don't really get a chance to because I don't get a lot of gear. But it so happens that I got a little early gift for my birthday and for the holidays this year, and thought I would take advantage of it to do a opening and product demo. And as you can see, it is an EVH guitar. For anybody who knows me, you'll know that Eddie Van Halen is the reason I picked up a guitar. He's my all-time favorite guitar player, and I idolized the guy. Ever since he died, I thought to myself, I really need to go get a Van Halen guitar. And I spent a lot of time thinking about which one to get. There's the iconic Frankenstrat, there's the Bumblebee, there's the Music Man and the PVs. And I think to start, we need to go back to the beginning. When Eddie Van Halen was first coming up on the scene in the late 60s, there was really two guitar companies that were serious about guitars, right? There was Fender, which was famous for their Stratocasters and Telecasters, featuring the single coil pickups, famous by Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton. And then there was Gibson with their SGs and their Les Pauls, made famous by Jimmy Page. We know that Eddie was fans of both Page and Clapton, but Eddie liked to do things his own way and tinker. So when Eddie decided he wanted to build a guitar for himself, what he did is he took the body of a Stratocaster, cut out the single coil pickup in the bridge, and added a Gibson pickup from an ES330 that he had. And he basically created the first Super Strat, and that's that famous striped white guitar that he used on the first album and the first tour. Eddie was also famous for wrapping his own wiring on his pickups to get the sound he liked. After the first tour, he took that white guitar and he cut it out even more, and he put on the first Floyd Rose. He famously overcut it, and so to be able to get the bridge to sit flush against the body of the guitar, he famously drilled in the quarter to the bottom of the guitar and then painted it red on top of the white, and you get the iconic Frankenstrat striped guitar. But Eddie wasn't done there. He then went on with PV and Music Man and started developing a different body shape, a different headstock, different neck sizes. And when I was thinking about which guitar I wanted, I was debating between the Frankenstrat replica or the newest model out there. And I decided I wanted to go with the sum of all his knowledge and get the newest version of his guitar. So let's open this up and take a look at it. So this is the EVH Wolfgang Special Stealth in the matte black with the ebony fretboard. It's got the custom EVH tuners. It has the newest incarnation of the Floyd Rose with the last great innovation from Eddie, which was the D tuna, which takes you from the standard tuning to a drop D in just the pull of a switch, which is pretty awesome and we'll check out. It also has the custom EVH pickups that were wound to his specifications. And you can see this is just a gorgeous guitar with the cream binding. So far, I love the look of this thing. Now, we all know it looks sexy as hell, but this is a guitar, so looks isn't everything. And the question is, how does it sound? So I've dialed it a tone using the Spark 40 amp, which I've gone over a couple times in episodes. And I I downloaded a tone off the cloud, and then I modified it to my own. I call it VH2. Doesn't necessarily mean it sounds like the guitar on Van Halen 2, but it's similar to an Eddie tone. It's a plexi sound using some reverb, some delay, and I put in a EQ just to clean up the tones a little bit. Interesting note, I recently read an article by the owner and founder of Soldano Amps, who did work on Eddie's amp, and he dispelled the rumor that Eddie had some kind of a modified amplifier, and that for all these years he was just playing through a standard Marshall Plexi using a variac to lower the wattage to the amp. Everything else was standard in the amp, so that was an interesting fact. But onto the tone and onto the functionality, because remember, we're going to talk about this D tuna. Let's start with a standard tuning and their classic cover of Pretty Woman. Then you can just pop out this D tuna by just pressing down slightly and out, and that should engage us into a drop D tuning, and we can test out something like Unchained. Pop it back in just by pressing down and pushing in. And now we can do something like Panama. Pop the D back out, and we can do Don't Tell Me What Love Can't Do. Pop it back in and ain't talking about love. One of my favorites, Cabo Wabo. Now, I predominantly use the bridge pickup, which is what Eddie also did. Most of his guitars didn't even have a neck pickup, but his later guitars do have good neck pickups. The only thing I can think of to play on this is Guns N' Roses, because I really don't know any other songs I really would use a neck pickup for. Of course you want to play your own shit on it, right? So, of course we're going to play some Evil Kitty. for fun, let's try some clean tones. I'm going to switch it over on my Spark amp to a setting I've used before. I'm going to go to /clean. The only reason I'm using this is because it just sounds like a clean Marshall channel, and there's nothing really super special about it. Just to give you an idea of this, that's the neck and bridge pickup. Then you can go right to the bridge. And then the neck. Anyway, I think my verdict is in, and I absolutely love this guitar. So if it's something you want to check out, go ahead. It's made by Fender, just so you know. This is probably my first Fender guitar, and it's not officially a Fender. It's the EVH, and I don't know why. I've always had an aversion to Fender, but I love this guitar. So that's my verdict, and it is final. Something to consider, though, if this is something you'd want to get for yourself, this is a custom order. So once I ordered this takes a good 4 months to be able to deliver, because they actually make it custom for the buyer. You're not going to find many of these sitting in shops on the walls for you to buy. And if you do, it's probably used. But this is a great sounding, great playing guitar. So far, I love this. And this is probably going to become one of my top played guitars very soon. Yeah, I don't know what more to say about this guitar. So I would check it out for yourself if you have a chance. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. If you are in a band or a musical artist, please put your links in the comments below, because we want to hear you. And if you're looking for someone to play a guitar part or a lead, hit me up. Maybe I'll play it on this new beautiful guitar of mine. So until we meet again, rock on.